Hi and welcome to the Financial Fox. Today we are going to look into the recent development around crypto in India. Obviously, we saw the government taking quite a negative stance on crypto, with the Reserve Bank of India imposing a strong ban on crypto trading, and basically this banking restriction has caused lots of crypto exchanges to close down and also some entrepreneurs to be arrested. So at the same time, we see the government is actually recognizing the importance of blockchain technology, but maybe because it couldn't control the crypto space, it decided that was too difficult to regulate in, and it just took the easy route to impose a ban. But what we have seen is that now things are kind of changing, because last week the top crypto exchange by volume, Binance, made an acquisition of WazirX, an India currency exchange that was launched in 2018 and had more than 200,000 app downloads. Obviously, it was a crypto to crypto trading. This is why they've been able to survive against other crypto exchanges that had to shut down because they were doing crypto fiat. Our special guest today is Nischal Shetty, CEO of WazirX India. How are you, Nischal?
I'm good. How are you? And thanks for having me on the show.
Well, thank you very much for being here and sharing your insight on a great achievement for yourself and also WazirX India. It was the acquisition made by Binance of your company. That's amazing news, really.
I think it's better news or an amazing news for the entire ecosystem in India, especially. For the fact that this is the first ever acquisition of an Indian crypto company by an international one. So I think it's a great news for the Indian crypto ecosystem in general.
Yeah, but it's not just, like a big cryptocurrency exchange. They are probably the largest by trading volumes. It's really a very important milestone, I think, for your company, but also for all India, because, it's basically them recognizing the potential.
India as a country, after China, it has the most number of people. And if you look at the tech talent in India, India is like one of those top technology countries where, you have a lot of people who understand technology and work on technology. So, Binance acquiring an Indian company in the crypto space is like a huge news. And the fact that India has been, there's sort of some legal trouble around crypto in India, that makes this even more of a positive news, to show everyone that, in India, you can build companies around crypto and you can grow them, you can, make them profitable. So I think it's a very good, journey until now for us. And with Binance coming in, we're going to make this an even better exchange and an even better opportunity for everyone in India to get involved in crypto.
How this deal came about? I mean, did they approach you or you reach out to them? How did conversation started?
A lot of people have been asking me this question. So I'm happy to, answer that. It's been like, I think last year, I sort of approached Binance, asking them if they wanted to partner with someone in India. It was not like an acquisition thing, but more of, is there an opportunity to partner and grow the ecosystem? But last year, they were more focused on the crypto to crypto part of things. This year, what happened in 2019 is, if you look at the Binance strategy for 2019, it's been more focused on fiat, growing and, building new fiat gateways around the world. So they got back to me and they said that, this year their strategy aligns with what we've been trying to do at WazirX. And that's how the entire conversation started. And then along the way, Binance as a company is really, really fast, not just in product development, but in anything they do. So the deal came across, it happened really fast. I was amazed at the speed at which they execute, in everything they do is really fast.
And are you happy about the term of the deals? I mean, there were some figure in the economic times about the size of the deal.
I'm bound by NDA, so like a non-disclosure agreement, so I cannot really talk about the deal sizes. And what has been printed is not correct, but in general, I think what we've got is a very attractive deal, not just in terms of, I would say, the deal size, but also in terms of what the deal brings to the table. If you look at it, like I said, Binance as a strong player in the ecosystem has a potential to now lift up WazirX and help us reach our mission faster. So I think that's the most exciting part of the deal.
We know that basically the Indian government and the Reserve Bank of India has not been very helpful for the country to develop a crypto market, basically. But you were basically in that niche that was kind of trading crypto. And this is why basically you managed to survive, isn't it?
Let me just put some context into this whole thing. WazirX was, probably the last exchange to launch in India. I mean, we launched last year in March 2018, when there were already a few big exchanges running. And just a month after we launched, the whole banking restriction came into effect, where the Central Bank of India said you cannot have, as an exchange, you cannot have bank accounts, which meant none of the people in India could actually buy, cryptocurrency directly from an exchange. And that's when WazirX, we started innovating. We built a peer-to-peer way. So while what you said, we have crypto to crypto, but we also have a peer-to-peer way for people to buy and sell cryptocurrency. So this peer-to-peer way helps every Indian buy crypto with their INR anytime they want, and it gets done in under 5 minutes today. So this has helped us really, grow WazirX as an exchange, the peer-to-peer part of WazirX.
Do you want to give us a little bit an overview on how you think Binance can kind of help WazirX to grow? What will be next, basically?
If I want to talk about how this partnership can help, I can talk about it for days together. But I'll give you a few, points that I see as very important in this whole deal. I think the first important thing is, if you look at WazirX, we're a fairly new exchange and also we're going through a lot of, I would say, need for innovation in India itself. We're focused on India, but Binance is an international exchange which has existed in a lot more countries than what we have. So they have people from around the world using their product, not just one country, but more than 50 or 100 countries. So what we wanted is, how do you get that expertise that Binance has built around an exchange? How do you get that to our existing exchange so that we can build better and faster for Indian citizens first? Yeah. So that, I think, the whole, I would say, information exchange from what Binance has learned, transferring that to our WazirX team so that we can build the same way and, we can go as fast as they did. I think that I see as the most important aspect of this deal. So information exchange is like the first important thing. The second is, we all know that Binance is one of the largest in the world today in terms of not just in trading volume, but also revenues. And as an exchange, if you want to run, you need a lot of capital. And I see that Binance being a larger partner, they can bring in the much needed capital that we need to build an ecosystem in India. So I think the capital power that Binance brings to the table, that's huge. Third, I think, is, while this third point should be the first point, it's the mission alignment. So when I spoke to CZ and everyone else, in the Binance team, their mission is to ensure that everyone around the world gets access to crypto, like very easy access to crypto. And this has been the mission of WazirX from day one. Like, how do you get more and more people into the crypto ecosystem? And the way to do that is to make it easy for people to enter crypto through, fiat channels. And this is where I was talking about our P2P channel that we have in India. It makes it very easy for people to get into crypto. So Binance has the same mission, and that's how, this whole alignment happened.
Definitely a great opportunity, but I think regarding this building kind of like a community and awareness around the importance of crypto development in India, you have been also running a Twitter campaign for the last year, and that has been quite successful, I believe. What was the impact of your campaign, hashtag India wants crypto? Do you think it had kind of like impact on the community, and it sent a message to the government in anyhow?
I started this last year. It's been now, about, I think 396 days now. since I've been tweeting every day. The objective of the campaign when I started was that with all the whole, the whole banking issue that is happening in India, if we as a community do not talk about our problems to our, leaders, they will never know about it. And that was like the biggest motivation for me to start the India Wants Crypto campaign. And I had one single mission, which is still now the same, is can we get our voices heard by our leaders? And to do that, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it on Twitter. We have to talk about it on blogs, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, Telegram, and we continue doing that. But everyone, needs an initiative, and I see India Wants Crypto as that initiative, which I have taken. But I think it's being supported by thousands of people in the country today. There has been a few, I would say, good side effects of this. The first is inherently this campaign has started spreading awareness about crypto in India. So now, thanks to India Wants Crypto, more people know what crypto is. Like, a lot more people get in touch with me saying they heard about crypto for the first time through this campaign. So that's been a great, I would say, outcome of this campaign. The other outcome is a lot of people in the media write about this campaign. The way you asked me questions, a lot more other media people, not just in India, but internationally, have now taken cognizance of the fact that there's a campaign like this running, which means we are able to spread real awareness about what is happening in India in crypto globally. So I think it's been a very good outcome with this. And I've been also able to meet a few ministers in the Indian Parliament. They've, when I reach out to them and I tell them I run this campaign, they definitely want to meet and they want to understand what crypto is and how they can help India with crypto.
Talking about the government, I mean, they've been quite resistant. So from one side, they kind of recognize the potential of blockchain technology, but at the same time, they are kind of rejecting crypto, which sounds like a contradiction.
That's a very good question that you asked. And, that's something that I've been trying to explain to a lot of people here in India. But I think that's how the natural progression of, I would say, crypto happens. First, everyone is comfortable with blockchain because, it seems safe. It seems under control. So people are like, okay, blockchain is fine. Governments are like, blockchain is fine. When it comes to crypto, if you think about it, crypto is very much needed for you to run public blockchain. But crypto has its own, I would say, baggage that it can come with. One of them being the whole money laundering, terrorism financing. This is what scares people, and it especially scares governments. So governments want to just skip crypto and just talk about blockchain. But I'm trying to explain to them that crypto is essential for public blockchain, and you can tackle your money laundering and terrorism through, effective collaboration with other exchanges and everyone in the ecosystem. So it's going to happen, but I think it will take some time.
Exactly, because I think the point was about maybe they felt that because Bitcoin is an open source, is something unregulated, so they just pose a ban, which was a kind of the easy way to do it, rather than they find a way to go through it and regulate, a market that was new for them.
Exactly, and I would like to point out though, so I think one of the confusion that is there globally about India is that, people think that the Indian government has banned crypto, but that has not happened. So it's only the India's central bank which has said you cannot deal with crypto through banking channels. But the government has been neutral, I would say. They have not come out negative. They have not come out positive. They have given no statement for or against crypto. So we're still, in the phase where we are talking to the government, but they haven't come up with anything for or against it.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but the government in India is kind of quite embracing the digital revolution, and is actually acknowledging the fact that there are still many people unbanked in the country, and is kind of pushing for this digital revolution to expand and to help people to, have mobile phone, a smartphone, have all the technology they need, which is going to empower them. So seeing that kind of, stance on crypto, it was kind of strange to understand in a way.
There's definitely a lot of digitalization going on in India right now, and mobile phones have been the enabler for that. But if you look at the way that you spoke about the unbanked, there are at least 300 to 400 million or even more people in India who do not have a bank account today. And, it's a matter of time before the government understands that crypto can actually onboard these people way faster than traditional finance. And I think the moment the government understands this, I think they're going to really adopt and bring in crypto into the mainstream faster than probably any other government. But I think it's going to take some time for us to get our voices to them about the benefits of crypto.
When do you think this ban is going to be lifted? Or do you think that Binance acquisition of your exchange is going to help to change things quite quickly?
It's very hard to say when the banking restriction will be lifted, but a few things are happening in the ecosystem today. So the first thing is, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a body of exchanges which includes WazirX as well, called the IAMAI, which has actually put a case against the central bank order in the Supreme Court of India. And that case has been going on. The court case has been going on for over a year now. But it seems to be reaching its conclusion. The next hearing is in January. So we'll have a better idea what the courts in India think about this whole crypto restriction put by the central bank. But the second part, apart from this court thing, Binance has a lot of experience dealing with regulatory stuff around the world. And they have a lot of resources, So they definitely want to help. Now we need to figure out how to take that help from Binance and how to really help India's crypto ecosystem. And we are trying to figure that out. But yeah, definitely Binance is going to be a big player to help India.
Another topics, part of digital payments and banking is also fake news, which is one of the biggest problems that is affecting today's world, but especially in India. How do you think the government could use blockchain technology to solve this problem? Are they recognizing the opportunity here?
Blockchain has a lot of use cases, and probably fighting fake news might be one of them. And I'm pretty sure fake news as a problem exists, and even the government of India has had a problem with fake news, where they're trying to find out how do you tackle this. But I don't think we have any application in the blockchain space which has matured as a fighter of fake news. Like a fake news identifier blockchains. Nothing like that exists today. So I think if India wants to adopt, I think we first need to come up with a proper usable application in the blockchain space. But if this happens, which is a good question about fake news, I believe that blockchain can solve this. Eventually, these applications will come into force. But I think that right now, if you look at what the Indian government is trying to do, they've been trying a lot of private blockchain applications, not the public blockchain one, like permissioned blockchain stuff, where the control of the blockchain is in the government's hand. That is where they have reached. I think it will take some time before they reach the whole, public blockchain space. But when they do, I think problems like fake news and stuff will definitely be tackled in India.
Okay, so all sounds very promising. What are your plans? What's next? What we are going to expect from WazirX India?
So one thing which we already did is we integrated, it was a phase 1 of our integration where we integrated WazirX into Binance's buy-sell crypto page. So Binance has a buy-sell crypto page where today, if you go for INR, you can see WazirX. But that's not a deep integration. So the next step is we will be deeply integrating into Binance so that anyone in India can buy crypto with their fiat within Binance. I mean, they won't have to come to WazirX. They can buy it within Binance using the same technology that powers WazirX. So this is going to be our stage 2. The third most important thing is, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we have an exchange token called WRX, which we distributed to our early adopters. So I'm working on the next phase for WRX. I cannot tell what it is, but I'm going to announce that very soon. And that'll be very, very interesting for everyone in India and also globally, because we also plan to take this P2P with Binance's help to more countries where there are banking issues. Despite having a banking restriction in India, today people can buy and sell crypto with their fiat currency in India thanks to our peer-to-peer system of WazirX. And if you look at it, globally, there are a lot more countries where there is no good banking integration for them to buy cryptos. So the idea is that with the help of Binance, we will integrate this peer-to-peer technology in a lot more countries so that anyone in any country can buy crypto with their fiat within probably 5 to 10 minutes. Like our goal is every country on earth should be able to buy crypto within 5 to 10 minutes. And if you look at it, that's not true today. Like a lot of countries, you have to purchase crypto. You will have to spend 6 hours to 12 hours to a day to be able to buy crypto, Not just that, the second most important thing is the premium in the market. You will be surprised to know at one point in India, before WazirX came in, the premium on buying Bitcoin used to be 20%, 25%, which means if Bitcoin was trading at $10,000 globally, in India, it would be worth $12,000 or $13,000. And now, because thanks to our P2P technology, the prices have come down. We believe that the same can be done for many more countries around the world. And that's our goal, with P2P.
Wow, it sounds very very ambitious program and plans, but I think you are all set up to grow very very strongly now with with a strong partner such as Binance.
CZ has the same goal, Binance has the same goal, we have the same goal. So when missions align, you can really really go fast in your work.
Ooh, last question before I let you go. One of the challenges is obviously, the data, the KYC checks of your customers. How are you dealing with that within your exchange?
We have a very elaborate process internally. It's a combination of manual and automation that we built over a period of time. And it's very very important that as an exchange, especially an exchange that deals with peer-to-peer, it's very very important that you have the right KYC processes set in. We've been fortunate enough to keep iterating on our KYC process, where today we do not have a lot of the whole fake KYC problems and all. We've been able to considerably reduce it, which is why you see very little, I would say almost no fraud has happened on our P2P, maybe a couple of cases in tens of thousands of cases. So that's the level where we've been able to bring our KYC process today. And now with the help of Binance, the idea is to make it even more robust, because Binance has a lot more technology that we can integrate.
Yeah, it seems really a great partner and a fantastic journey for yourself, for your company, and obviously for all Indian country as well. So really congratulations, Nischal, for that. And I really look forward to connect with you again in the near future, so you can tell me, everything that's been going on, the progress that you have achieved, because I'm sure that you will be pretty busy over the next couple of months.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on the show. And I think this is my second time here. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Stefania. And yeah, definitely hope to come back again with some more news for your show audience.
Okay, thank you very much, Nischal. Have a good day. Thanks.